What's going on, YouTube, man? I know, I haven't dropped a video and I don't know how long. And it's been a busy summer, but we got training camp coming up. We got a whole new season coming up, and time to get back to business, man. So if you are watching this video, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bar because I plan on releasing more videos more often throughout this season. Got a lot of expectations this season. Um, Coming into this year, based off of what we did last year, a lot of people are expecting us to do great things. We've upgraded our offensive line, we've upgraded our run defense. We've made a lot of changes to the point where a lot of people are expecting us to be a top 7, top 8 team at least in the NFL this season. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Training camp starts tomorrow, and unfortunately, I don't think Terry is going to be signed by tomorrow, man. I coming into this week, I thought he would be signed by tomorrow. But here we are on the eve of training camp, 9:53. Um, at the day before training camp. By the time I post this video, it'll be the day of training camp. And he's still not signed. Still not signed. Do I think a deal will get done? Yes, I think a deal will get done. I don't think we're going into the season without Ted McLaurin. I think at some point during training camp, a deal will get done eventually. I expect the deal to get done this week. Now that it's not done by today or before training camp, I expect to get done by the end of the week, man. Like they know what this offense is without Terry. Terry wants to be here. They just got to find a way to meet in the middle at this point, man. So something's going to get done. There was also some news that came out this morning. And again, this is July 21st, so the day before training camp. About, this is put out from Fox Sports, Henry McKenna. About, he said that Terry McLaurin is willing to do anything to make sure he gets a long-term deal, um, which includes a possible trade. So that to me tells me that the frustration or the um, where they're not seeing eye to eye at is the years, because based off of what Henry is saying, he's saying he's doing whatever if he's willing to do to get a long term deal. So it might not be about the money. It might not be about the money. It might be the years. Commanders might only be offering 2 years and not instead of three. And I think Terry wants at least three. He probably wants more than that. I don't know, but it's telling me that the discourse has something to do with the years, man. And if that's the case, I understand it's a business. I understand that this, you know, GM staff, Adam Peters, although the Lance Newmark, these guys just have only been here for a year, and so they haven't really got the firsthand experience of really what Terry really means to this organization, other than what he's done this past year that they were here. So they may not look at it like how we look at it. Terry is the ultimate commander. He is the forefront of that, everything commander, watching commander. When it comes to the football team, when it comes to the Redskins, Terry is that guy. He is the one that you think of when you think of our team. And they may not look at it like that. So, well, they may look at it like that, but not to the level that we look at it as well. So I think that report is telling me that it may be something about the years, man. And if they're not trying to give him at least 3 years, that's kind of crazy. In my mind, I just don't. I can't fathom that Adam Peters can't give him 30 or 31 million for 3 years with about 65 guaranteed. Like, I just can't fathom that Adam Peters wouldn't give him that, and Terry wouldn't accept that. I just don't understand what the holdup is. Like, somebody has to be doing some side in my mind is asking for something outrageous. because it makes sense for him to get a 3-year, $31 million deal. That makes sense. So that tells me either Adam Peters is and the staff is lowballing and everything and not trying to give him close to that, or Terry is probably asking for something outrageous. So we just gotta wait till the for everything to unfold. It's going to get done. It's going to get done. It's just sad that we got to go through these lengths, and we got Terry at the Eastern Motors, having a press conference and all this stuff, man. It's just sad that we stooped this low, but it's a business. It happens. Once he signs, we're going to forget everything. He's going to be out on the field. Everybody's going to be back to, laughing and best friends and stuff like that. We're going to forget everything. But this is part of the business that we got to go through. And it's kind of sad because, like I said, Terry has been here through the ups and downs. And going into the offseason, I would expect that they would have definitely had this at their forefronts and gotten this done sooner than what I thought they would. But it is what it is. Now that that's out the way, let's hop into this training camp that's coming up. And I got a couple of people that I expect to stand out. And there's three in their second years, because Trey Amos, I expect him to stand out as well. And I didn't include him in this, but he's a rookie, and it's kind of hard to put a lot of pressure on him. But out of all the rookies that we drafted, out of all 5, he's, in my mind, he's the one that's going to come in and be expected to flash the most, because of how our secondary performed last year and the uncertainty around Marshawn Lattimore and Sanders still moving back to the slot. We are expecting Trey Amos to come in and start and play pretty well. I would say the same thing about our first round draft pick, our offensive tackle, who's going to be playing right tackle for us this year. I would say the same thing with that. I can't remember his name, but I would say the same thing about him. Like, we expect him to come in and perform right away. But it's a little bit different with Trey Amos because how bad we were in secondary wise last season. And he's coming in, we're going to want him to get it right away, even though that's most likely not going to happen. He's going to go through his struggles, but we're going to be wanting him to get it right away. Like Josh Connolly Jr., that's his name. He's going to have a little bit of leeway because he can, at least if push comes to shove, he can split reps with our Andrew Wiley, who played most right tackle last season. He played solid right tackle last season. So we're not pushing Connolly to have to come in. Yes, we want him to start week 1, and he's probably going to eventually get to that point. But if he's not ready, if his game strength isn't there, whatever it is, we feel comfortable with putting Andrew Wiley out there like nothing happened. We don't necessarily feel comfortable if Trey Amos is not ready to put whoever's behind him out there, as we are with Andrew Wiley. And that's my opinion, but I just don't feel comfortable with whoever is after him. I mean, we brought in Jacobs. We still got Noah I, who plays primarily in the slot, and we can, if he's not ready, if he's not what we thought he was, we can always move Mike Sanders still back outside. But I think out of all the picks that we have this year, the person coming into this training camp and into the season of 2025 for the rookies that we expect to flash the most, it has to be Trey Amos in my mind. But out of the second years, there's 3 players that I'm expecting to show a little bit more, be more of a factor throughout the season, because we're going to rely on them a little bit more. And the first person is Ben Simmons. Zach Ertz had a remarkable season last season. Remarkable. He was coming in. He's a little bit injury prone, a little bit older. We didn't expect him to do what he did this season, but he had a really, really good season. I can't think of the numbers right now, but I really want to pull it up for y'all because his season was so underrated. It was so underrated, in my opinion. He was Jaden Daniels' safety blanket. So he had 650 yards, 66 receptions. He averaged 9.9 yards per reception, 7 touchdowns. Like that's really solid at his age. That's super solid. Like you can't at 34, like you can't expect him to get much more than that. So I don't know if it's fair of us to ask Zach Ertz to do that again this season. He probably can playing with Jaden Daniels, but if anything happens, I would like Ben Sinnott to be ready. I would like Ben Sinnott to be ready to go. And more than likely, we're probably going to have to rely on Ben Sinnott more this season. Um, and I think this is the year. Like last year, we didn't necessarily um, need him to really flash. We didn't really call on his name like that because Zach Ertz was the guy. He was playing great. So he kind of got most of the year to watch and sit, and he came in a few times. And when he did, he looked really solid. But I think this year is where we're going to ask a little bit more of him. Maybe let Zach Ertz stay a little bit more healthy for the playoff run. We still got John Bates, who is the best blocking tight end in the league. And he's not a bad at catching as well. He's not that bad. So I'm expecting something out of Ben Sinnott. He's a second round pick last season. And at some point he's going to be expected to be the tight end one and the tight end going in the future. So that's who I got. I'm expecting to break out this year and to flash in training camp. Second, I got Luke McCaffrey, man. Luke McCaffrey, if you watch that film last season, he didn't have bad film. He doesn't look like the best route runner or he creates a lot of space, but he was open so many times. Jaden just didn't see him half the time. I don't know if it's because of if they weren't on the same page or if he didn't trust him or not, but he just didn't hit him. And I think Luke McCaffrey this season is going to have a lot more opportunities to prove himself. He's very sneaky athletic. He ran faster than his brother in the 40. He had some really good numbers in the combine. So he has a lot to prove. And he looked like he put on some muscle this offseason. So he's been working, and I really want him to be good because I seen how hard he played last season during those games. He played really hard. He was open. Like I said, he was open. He was getting to the spots. He was where he needed to be. He just didn't get the ball. So another year under the belt with Jaden Daniels. Maybe Jaden Daniels gets more comfortable with him. So when he's out there, he's getting the ball when he's open. He's gonna have. We got Terry starting, Vogue starting, and we got Noah Brown starting. After those three wide receivers, it's kind of in the air. You still got Luke McCaffrey. You got Jaden Lane, we just drafted. You got a couple of other players that I can't really remember right now. But right after those three, it's Luke McCaffrey. Like I don't see he has a great opportunity to be the fourth wide receiver in the room. KJ Osborne. I think he'll probably make the team. I don't know about Michael Gallup. I think KJ Osborne will probably be the sixth wide receiver. McCaffrey at 4, Jaden Lane at 5, KJ Osborne at 6. I think that's the cap right there. So out of Jaden Lane's a rookie. He's going to be playing primarily special teams, and we'll probably have some packages for him to come in on offense. But Luke McCaffrey is going to be that guy that they're going to look at right after to come in and give Noah Brown a breather, or just to come in as the fourth wide receiver, and he's going to have a great opportunity to do so. So that's why I expect to come into training camp, set the tone, prove himself. Okay, Luke McCaffrey year 2, looking different. Third, and I think this is the most important player because this changes the whole dynamic of our defense, and it's Jordan McGee. I know all of us Commanders fans, we love Jordan McGee. He's very athletic. He can do a lot of different things as from that linebacker role. And like I said, it changes the defense because when he comes in, he's lined up next to Bobby. We can move Louvu as a off the ball linebacker and an edge rusher or in the A gap rusher. He can primarily rush the quarterback, which I think that's his best attribute, honestly, is Frankie Louvu's ability to rush the quarterback at this point. But he does a lot. Frankie does a lot of things good, but I think he is really special when you unleash him off the line. Um, so if Jordan Magee can stay healthy, and then like the coaches also rave about how good Jordan Magee. They also mentioned that they had packages that they wanted to run with Jordan Magee, but he was injured and they couldn't really run those specific packages. But if he is as good as advertised and he can play at a decent level, this changes the defense. We got Louvu off the edge. We just signed I can't remember nobody's names today. We just signed we played with the Bills, we just signed him. He's going to be coming in as an occasional pass rusher. Hopefully late in the game, fourth quarter, we need to stop. That's when he's going to do. You pair that with Louvu, and we got Ken Law in the middle, and sometimes playing that elephant edge. And we still got Drizon Newton, Deron Payne in there, and we still got, you know what I'm saying? Like, we throw all that in. We don't really have the guy on the defensive line like Trey Hendrickson or Myles Garrett or TJ. We don't necessarily have that. But I think we have some solid guys by committee that can come in and get the job done at a high level. And this is the year that our defensive Joe Witt Jr. is going to be expected to make some differences this year. He's going to be asked to do what it do. He's going to be expected to, because he didn't really have the personnel last season that he wanted to. Hold on, y'all. My light messing up on me. Like I said, he didn't necessarily have the personnel that he necessarily wanted to have last season. But our defense did get better. And if he's a good coach, I think we should improve defensively with the guys that we have. I think we should definitely improve defensively with the guys that we have. And we'll see. Hopefully Jordan Magee can stay healthy throughout the season, and we can definitely get a look at those packages that the coaching staff had mentioned. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. Like I said, I plan on releasing more videos this season and going forward. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. This is the first year we get in my lifetime I've ever been this excited going into the season because of who we got at quarterback, who we got a head coach, the owner. They bringing back the Super Bowl uniforms. It's a very exciting time to be a Washington Commanders fan, and yeah, I'm super excited. I know all the other, everybody else is excited as well. We got so many primetime games. We playing in Spain. It feels good. It feels right, man, and I'm looking forward to it. So please like, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know if y'all rocking with my videos, and let me know who you think will stand out in training camp. What rookie, what second year, what free agent do you think will make a difference in training camp and either on a starting role or just a role in general that will be a difference maker? Let me know down in the comments, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, and peace out.